it was acquisition of 130,000 hotel rooms plus the gambling operation. It didn't go through. After acquisition, fall through with this Starwood.
Yeah.
So what happened there? Starwood price went down completely, and it was a perfect QLA example.
Starwood, Sheraton.
Yeah.
No, ITT was Sheraton.
Yeah.
Okay.
ITT was Sheraton.
I got you.
This is the Hilton hostile takeover of ITT, which owns Sheraton and some hotels.
Gambling stuff.
They defended themselves with this
Caesars.
Starwood.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why we believe why it happens because the shareholders, directors, they got scared of what's going to happen to them after if they're going to merge with Hilton's, and they are supposed to get a very good deal because what happened there? They didn't even pay much money there. They just did it was by seller's finance. The entire deal was seller's finance, and in the end they had to sell the casino operations anyway to Hilton for $3 billion. Like 1 year after.
Yeah.
So Hilton didn't get everything in one lot, but they received just a part of operations gambling operation, which is a good deal, I guess, at that time. What we're looking now, if Hilton could have done anything else, if there was anything else available in the market, if they could have gone, obviously they wanted to become the largest in the world hotelier, turning into 230,000 hotel rooms operator.
The point was Hilton was getting a new CEO, and the guy was former at Disney, and he was making mergers and acquisitions very often. So Hilton was a little bit stuck in the market, and they have to cope with to accelerate speed. And he was like taking some measures in 2-3 years. He made some acquisitions, and also that this was one of his goals. To accelerate the Hilton brand. So the ITT was a perfect match for him because they had this Starwood, and ITT was also in the gambling industry, and they were getting a little bit lazy, I guess. But the ITT management, that was the most important thing. They were
afraid.
Acquisitions,
I think a year before that, so they were trying to capitalize on.
So they were fighting a legal battle.
When we've said a few times. They've gotten lazy, they've gotten sloppy. Believe me, nobody, when you're in those positions, you don't think you're getting lazy or sloppy. I mean, what normally happens is you get satiated, you do real well, and you start to believe your own press clippings. And instead of working the same rate when the beginning of the upcycle started, you slow down, you maybe take a ski holiday, the guys, but it's not lazy, they start to believe. It's hard when the share price continues to go up, for you to whip yourself. And that's what happens. And then when you stop whipping yourself, the share price stops going because the performance dries up.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. So what's your take so far?
What take so far? They got scared. They took another extra company to defend themselves. We need to look if Hilton could have done anything else at the same time. If they could have gone after another company.
It appeared to work at the beginning because they leveraged the hostile, this is ITT, they leveraged the hostile Hilton offer to get a larger offer on friendly terms with Starwood. So that appeared to work. But the way that the deal was structured, there was very little cash. It was shares in Starwood, like 85% or something. And the deal worked in terms of the value if the Starwood shares at least remained the same as they were, which they didn't. It dropped almost 60% in a 12-month period. So it looked the deal itself to work, but actually, we need to see what happened after 1998. We've only got information up to then.
And they still had to sell off their casino operations to Hilton for $3 billion.
What was interesting in this, Dan, straight away was that the first thing that they done, the main board directors of ITT, was rewrite their contract. They got, in terms of their exit, what was going to happen to them and what they got.
After the first hostile takeover that we fought off my contract, the next week, we won it on a Thursday. The next Monday, I flew all the lawyers in to Houston, and we sat down. We redid everybody's contract because if we had lost, we had never thought about that because they had always said because I had planned on keeping control until I left that nobody would ever run after us, and but as soon as you fall down, if you got a successful business, as soon as you fall below that 50% threshold, I mean, there's people just waiting around. They have university students. Of course, now on the internet, you can just have I'm on a Google alert as soon as Graham's shareholdings drops below 50, and but we redid all our contracts, and myself included. Yeah, absolutely. So if we're going to get tossed out, we're all going to have our pockets full of jingling.
Yeah. And is it possible that they chose the Starwood because of the better conditions after the takeover too?
Yeah.
The promise that they put in the contract, yes, that they will keep the planes or whatever.
Yeah. I remember that deal. But now, Hilton, I think Hilton's got the most rooms. I may be wrong.
It was Marriott at some point, but then again, they keep doing this. They keep.
It's about 400,000 rooms now. The leader has.
Right. We're still working.
It's a Starwood.
Yeah.
Starwood acquired Hilton and top number one right now. No,
and Hilton
Marriott
was
buying Starwood. That's the point.
The first Hilton hotel is from, I don't want to say Waco, Texas, but some little town in Texas. That's where the guy Baron Hilton started.
Right.
And it might be Waco because my daughter went to Baylor University for the first couple of years before she was in Boston, and that Hilton there is the only real hotel. Waco is just a blip, a stop sign in the middle of the fucking desert, but that's where Baylor University is. And everybody said, "Why do they keep the Hilton here?" He says, "This is because this is where Hilton started." It's a pretty modern Hilton. We're in the middle of nowhere. Of course, the college students ripped the fucking thing apart, and I mean, there's vomit in the lifts on the weekends, and they don't give it special. They used to give a special university grade. They stopped that because the university kids would just tear the place apart. And on top, they didn't have hardly pay anything to get in the room, and there'd be 18, 20, 30 people in a room.
Can imagine.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. Any questions of me?
No, the moment, I think. Do you have any questions, Lucas?
No, I'm just working through it.
You're sneaking around?
No, I'm back.
Huh? You're back? Are you sick?
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't get near me. Don't get near me.
Yeah.
And one of the other groups, they have this you guys are the equivalent of you guys, this big thing, and I'm looking at the charts they got up there, and I go, just don't tell me anything, but if I'm reading this right, a $10 million company that you're going to buy is going to give you their company for no cash, and you're going to give them 30% of your dream in the sky, your pie in the sky. Okay? Am I right so far? Yeah, right. And the $17 million in debt, you think that they're not going to be liable for that $17 million debt because they're only a 30% shareholder in the dream company. Yeah, that's not, the bank is going to go for, in the agreement, the shareholders will be severally and equally, and even though they only own 70%, they're the only ones who have any money in their pockets. And so you're not going to get that away. The bank will never agree for them to be not part of the debt equation. He said, well, this deal won't float then. I go, yeah, and he says, who else told you it won't float? Our accountants told us. KPMG told us. Who else told us? Our chairman told us. Or told him, the guy. Then why do you think it is? He said, well, the Australian. I knew you'd have a way for me to be able to do it. I can breathe life back into babies that got rigor mortis, but not that have been dead 5 years. But I mean, there's no way. Because by definition, if that were the case, and the people that you're buying didn't have to assume any of the debt liability, I mean, first of all, they're not going to take 30% of nothing and give up 10 million of something for 30% of nothing. That's not going to happen. But it's cute that they can get in these little, like they're on drugs or something, and then, but they're just starting on their big cases. So you got no questions?
No questions so far. But we think that.
We think or you think?
I think that was tricky deal. That was tricky deal because in the end of the day, this maybe not even the best for this company which was acquired. That's because they end up in the end of the day with Hilton, right? So.
Oh, we're back to this.
Yes, that was tricky. Hilton was very tricky during this process.
Was this a Polish deal?
No, it's not Polish, but Polish market is the same.
Yeah.
People are tricky.
Okay, well you can tell me about it when we do it. Okay, lunch is at 1. We're going to reconvene at 2, but I'll probably be back again.
Okay.